All right, so this is topic 2, section 2. This is part 2 of section 2, where we're graphing these lines from point slope form on a coordinate plane. So we're in point slope form, which tells me I can look at the equation and I am able to tell you a point and the slope. So in point slope form, I can look at the equation, I can tell you a point, and I can tell you a slope. So in general form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so the point is x sub 1, y sub 1, and the slope is m, obviously. Okay. So the reason I go through this is because when I take and I get that point, I pull that point out of there, I take the opposite of what's in here. Okay, notice that this is a negative in front of here, and I did not write the negative down here. And the same for the y value. This is a negative here, I did not write that negative down here. So when I go to pull that point out of y plus 2 equals negative 3 times the quantity x plus 2, the point that that's going to is the opposite of what's in here with the x, and what's in there with the x is a plus 2, so the opposite would be negative 2, and the opposite of what's out here with the y is plus 2, so the opposite would be negative 2, and the slope is negative 3. So I plot the point, negative 2, and then I'm going to rise negative 3 and run 1. Okay, or I could rise positive 3, 2, 3, and run negative 1. Either way, this line has to have a negative slope. And so that is it. That's all we have to do. That's a terrible line, but I apologize for that. But that's what we're doing now. So the first step is to pull the point out of that equation. So the point this line goes through is the point 1, negative 1, and the slope is 3/2. Okay, so the point 1, negative 1 is here, and I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, and run 2. And I can do that again and again and again, or I could rise negative 3 and run negative 2. Either way, this line has to have a positive slope. So I draw in my line. Oops, I missed. I hate when I do that. This is the correction right here. There you go. Okay, and there's that line. So last example, because it's like beating a dead horse here. If you can't see that, hold on. There we go. The point, if I pull the point out of there, I take the opposite of what's in here with the x, so that's going to be negative 1. And I take the opposite of what's out here with the y, and that's going to be positive 3. So I have the point negative 1, 3. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3. Plot my point right. The slope of this line is negative 2/5. Okay. So I rise negative 2 and I run positive 5. It's hard to talk and count at the same time. So negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts me here. Again, I could rise negative 2 and run 5. I could also rise positive 2 and run negative 5. Okay, it puts me way out there. And this is going to be I should have just stuck with 2 points, but nope, not very good. So anyway, there's that line. Double check, just a double check. Is my point, do I have a point at negative 1, 3? I do. Is my slope negative? It is. I got to slam on my brakes going down that hill, or I'm going to get a speeding ticket. And that would be a negative thing. That line has a negative slope. Okay, and that's all there is to graphing from point slope form. It's actually pretty cool.